Hello, hello, hello. Hi there. Hi, everyone. Firstly, can you confirm if you can hear me? Because I know we had issues last time. Just waiting for you guys to come onto the live. Where are my people? Where are you guys? So let's just wait for a couple of minutes for you all to come on the live session. In the meantime, hi. Hello, Ayobami. Thank you for tuning into today's live. Please, if you're coming in, let me know, just say hello in the chat section. And if, let me know where are you actually tuning in from? So, Ayobami, are you based in the UK, in Nigeria, in London, in Australia? Because I know that I have an audience globally. So please just let me know in the comment section, the chat section, where are you tuning in from? Hi, Richard. How are you? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. I love it. Sending those hearts. Let's just wait for just a minute for a few more people to come onto the live, then we'll get this started. But I can see, Babatunde Ogunwoleri. I hope I said that right. Tuning in from New Jersey. I like that, New Jersey. I've been to New Jersey before, once. Very dramatic story. So I'll leave it out of this life. Maybe one day I'll share. Ayabami from Canada. We're in Canada. I'd actually love to know where in Canada are you tuning in from, Ayabami? I would really, really love to know. Hi, Jamal. Good afternoon. Jamal, you're definitely in the US or Canada. If you're saying good afternoon. Am I right? Let me know, Jamal, if I'm right. If you're in Canada or the US. So it'll be good to know. Ottawa, Canada. Ottawa. I know Ottawa very well. I used to go for a lot of summers in Ottawa. Yes, really lovely place in the summer. Okay, so I'm just gonna, quick, hi everybody. MSG. Good evening, Sassy. Good evening, Miss Gigi, I assume. Welcome to another Sunday sit down with Sassy Funke. Tonight we're going to be talking about cheap flights, Dirty December, and the December gist, and also talking about my personal favorite and best travel hacks ever. So I'm going to be sharing what are the prices right now for Detty December, how you can get good deals. Actually, wonder, have you guys booked your tickets yet? Let me know. Let me know. Drop it there. Um, Hi, Clemens from Maryland, USA. How is Maryland? I've actually never been to Maryland in my life before. And I think there's a huge Nigerian community, I believe. Well, in the past, that's what everybody felt, that there was a huge Nigerian community in Maryland. Is that true? Clement, let me know. Yes, so aside from cheap flights, talking about cheap flights, we're going to talk about Detty December Gist, right? Talking, weddings, Lagos life, nightlife, all that life. And finally, tackling on the travel hacks, my favorite travel hacks ever, right? And today is going to be exciting, right? Because today I've actually put a super chat goal. I don't know if you can see the goal in the chat, essentially. And it's my first time using this. So essentially, what's going to happen is if we meet this goal as a community, right, I'm going to reveal a hot travel tip. Like you can use at Lagos Airport. It's a bit of a secret tip. It's a bit some kind, but it works. And yes, so that's just for you to know that. um, Let me see. Let me just check the chat here. Hi, Jamal. Jamal is from Coventry in the West Midlands. I think my cousin went to the University of Coventry. Thank you for tuning in, Jamal. I appreciate it. Babatunde, that's my brother's name, actually, middle name. So that really stuck out there. Oh, yeah. Clement said there's a whole bunch of Nigerians. Yes. Yeah. As in, I'm glad to hear it's still, as it must be nice, having your community of your own people around you. I always think that's a lovely thing when you're abroad. So that's incredible. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please give this, give it a thumbs up or a heart. It really signals to the YouTube algorithm that, for other people to join. If you give this a thumbs up and if you heart this chat and you give a thumbs up to the live, it's really important for me to, it's free. It's free, so you can do it. Of course, I've mentioned the things we're going to be discussing in this live session today, but more importantly, again, this live is a way for me to connect to you guys, to give you access to ask your questions, and again, Nothing is off limits. Nothing is off limits, but let's be nice and polite. So if you have any questions that, about anything like life, travel, love, like, you know what? I can be your agony aunt, anything. So just drop your questions in there. Yeah. So let's talk again. Actually, I want to know from everybody here, are you guys spending, are you coming for Detty December? Like Detty December in December, are you going to be in Nigeria? Like drop a yes or a no in the chat just so I know. Let me know there. So talking about cheap flights, let me start with, I said I'll actually search. Currently, I did a search prior to getting on this live, looking from London to Lagos. I looked for a return trip from London to Lagos, December 15th, so just like a week before Christmas, and coming back on the 29th of December. And the prices are about $1,567, which is about $1,200. Like 1,200, oh, so not dollars, pounds, £1,200 return ticket from, that's the cheapest, or yeah, around the cheapest. Let me see, actually, no, let me see. Okay. There's a ticket that's 1,000. I don't know why this thing is pulling out dollars. I think my setting is dollars, right? But 1,208. Let's say $1,200 in pounds. It's about £888. Do we think a return ticket to Lagos for Detty December from London at £890 is cheap or expensive? Like, let me know what you guys think. If you saw a ticket 890, would that is that cheap or not? Bear in mind is Ryanair and Royal Emirates. But you know what? Let's look at actually the direct flights, the types of airpiece. Airpiece, interestingly, it's direct, so it's not bad. It's about £1,200 return tickets. Okay, MSG said no. Okay, you're not yet. No flight tickets to determine. I completely agree. I feel like the flight ticket is actually a huge component of for many people whether they come to Nigeria for 30 December or no or not. Oh, you asked. MSG said, "What is the journey time?" Okay, let me. So for that ticket, I said I was about £890. It's 2 stops. Total journey time is 28 hours. What do we think? 28 hours to get to Lagos from London. Yes. What do we think about that? I don't think it's worth it. So unless you want to go and start, and I think you go from Stansted to Barcelona. From Barcelona, you wait there for 3 hours. Then you fly Egypt Air to Cairo. Then from Cairo, you then fly to Lagos on Egypt Air again. So that is a bit of a journey. Oh yeah, so I'm just gonna, just to give you a highlight of what the prices are looking at now. But I also want to actually share. Let's look at for the BAs, the big airlines. Guys, this is crazy. I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm going to try and show you this. This is London to Lagos, 15 to 29. Virgin Atlantic, return direct flight, 3,474. This is why you book early. So to get onto what are the tips, guys? Would you guys book that? Let me know. Would you book that ticket, that Virgin Atlantic flight? Even though I like Virgin a lot. So I'll share my key tips, and the key tips I have are tips that we all know, right? Number one, book early. You have to book early. You have to really, really book early when it comes to these. And I'm thinking you're booking by May. If you come to Lagos in December, booking by May, you tend to have a decent deal, right? Because what happens, people don't know is you might say, oh, why is economy so expensive? Like somebody else booked economy for like maybe £800 and you're booking it for like £2,000. You're like, why is it so expensive? And the reason behind this is most people don't know that the way airlines sell their economy tickets, they're cheap economy tickets. It's the same seat too, but the first maybe, I don't know, 50 or whatever that they sell, it's cheap. Like it's cheaper. Then the next set is a bit more expensive. And it's more expensive. So once the cheaper ones are gone, you're going to get the expensive tiers, even though you're still in the same cabin as economy, right? And I think second of all, if you're still looking to go for Dirty December, focusing on Nigeria at the moment, you look for a cheap ticket. You have to take airlines that you might not, it's not your preference, right? Okay, MSGG just said for 3K, I need to be in business class. right? Like for 3,000, as in you should be in business class. But the reality is, if you book late, you will be in economy with that 3,000, or you just stay where you are. So just to go back to right now, it's August or pretty much September. If you're trying to get a cheap ticket to come to Lagos from, even if it's the US or um, the UK, unfortunately, you're going to have to select airlines that might not be your preference, right? That's the Royal Air Maroc, that's the Egypt Air. I think they fly from the US and also from Europe, from the UK. Unfortunately, they may not be the best, but they are going to be the cheaper ones. And being cheaper, you're going to have to compromise. You cannot expect something to be cheap and expecting world class service. And yes, that's just the reality of that. But I actually want to know, guys, if you've been searching for Dirty December tickets so far, what is the most shocking price tickets that you've seen? Like, let me know, or you've ever seen before when you're looking for tickets to Lagos. Let me know what the most shocking price there. And I should also state that in the midst of this, me just chatting, please, if you have your questions, drop them in. Again, this is about you. This whole hour is about connecting with you guys sharing, what your questions are, and we diving deep into it. That's what it's about, right? Eh, hello, Michael. Michael just left a comment. Please, can you expand on your comments because I don't understand what you're referring to. Let me know what you're referring to. Um, Moving on from cheap flights, talking about Dirty December, right? I'm sure a lot of people know what Dirty December is, but just in case you don't know what Dirty December is, I will explain. Dirty December is a cultural phenomenon primarily celebrated in Nigeria. You can say I copied this from Google. Celebrated in Nigeria, especially Lagos, that describes the festive high energy period from mid December up until early January, marked by extensive partying, concerts, festivals, and social gatherings. Essentially, it's the peak time whereby the diaspora comes into town to have a good time. That is pretty much the summary of it, right? Um, so, and again, a lot of people come for like weddings because they know everybody else is coming. So people have a reason to attend your wedding. It's easier because everyone's going to be in the same environment, essentially. So in terms of what to expect, I would say from a Nigerian standpoint, Dirty December, especially at the airport, it's going to be very busy, right? And it's really, really important to also, don't buy standby tickets. Like standby tickets, flights are going to be fully booked. Don't think, oh, if I get there, or think when I get there, I can upgrade. Upgrades are going to, as in business class seats will be full already. Premium will be full already. So don't go there thinking I might upgrade. I think you can get upgrades when you're leaving Nigeria. I think it's probably easier because people are leaving at different times, or in January it'll be freer, so you can actually get upgrades and whatnot. Ola Oyinlola said, what exactly is Dirty December? Yeah, Dirty December, again, I think I stated about, just share it in case you didn't hear it or you just tuned it now. Essentially, it's a period of like a week before Christmas to early January, whereby, people are celebrating the festive seasons. You find that a lot of like beach house parties, concerts, weddings, festivals, social gatherings, right? Essentially, it's a period of time where the heavy social life of Nigeria, of Lagos specifically, comes to life, right? So people are just having a good time and are out. They're outside. We outside, essentially. Yes. MSGG said, loved your recent Virgin Atlantic economy review. Thank you so much. If you don't mind me asking, because I really love to always get feedback from you guys, what did you like about it? Because that actually helps me create better content if I know what you loved about it. So please, I would love to hear more about it. Abiodun Karim left a comment. Please, is expired passport still boarding to Nigeria for Dirty December? Yes, I think it, again, Nigeria has absolutely no issue with Nigerians with expired passports coming into Nigeria. If there's any issue, it will be from the airline on the foreigner side to say, oh, can we board this person, right? Airlines like, Virgin, British Airways, Delta, but please, again, verify. Don't say Funke said do, because please, I won't pass my pay grade. you know, they actually allow you to fly directly, because the direct flights use your expired passport. It's yours, even though your passport is expired, you're still a Nigerian citizen, even though it's expired, right? So they tend to allow it, right? I think other airlines are only iffy about it if you're connecting via a different a different country, So I think you will always be accepted to come into Nigeria. I think Nigeria as a country would encourages you, if you're having issues renewing your passport, to come here and apply for your new passport here. Actually, talking about that, what do you guys think about, I guess, the big viral news in the Nigerian space here this week in Nigeria about them increasing the passport, renewing a passport. Passport, I think a 32-page passport was 50,000, is now 100,000, and a 64-page passport, 10-year validity passport is now 200,000 from 100, like double basically. Like, what do you guys think about that? Do you think it's fair? Do you think it's too expensive? As in, if you're abroad, I'm sure you're like, this is cheaper. So still, compared to what you have to pay if you're in the UK or the US or whatnot. Osariton, oh yeah, so I'm jumping. MSGG said hotels are usually fully booked. Prices go up for everything during Dirty December. Yes, completely. Like prices are up. Everybody marks up their price because they know that the demand is there. So I guess that's just demand and supply. It's just it, right? Again, guys, I remember just to tune in again that our super chat, we're having a super chat goal. Essentially, you can donate to the super chat. And if we get to the goal, I give you a hot tip, like a hot tip. I'm going to share this hot tip, what the hot tip is, right? Essentially, how you're able to get upgrades quite cheaply at Lagos Airport. That's the tip. If we meet our goal, that I'm going to share you what I've done. I've done it, but yeah, like what you can do too. Yeah. So let's see. Osariton, hi there. He said, "How do we get cheap flights from Europe to Nigeria?" I tend to use aggregators like Skyscanner. They have all the airlines. They can search through the database or using Google Flights and just search it and keep searching it. But not only that, one thing I do is I also put flight alerts, right? So if, for example, you can notify them on the platform that I want a flight alert for this, actually on Google Flights. If the price for that particular ticket and date you picked goes up or down, you get an email sent to you right away. So you can literally make action. So I do that a lot to just monitor flight. So that's actually a really great way. Use aggregators and use essentially AI to give you flight alerts on the ticket that you want. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Other ways, yeah, that's pretty much it. Unless, and I'll say another way you can get cheap flights, not cheap, but is using your points. If you guys are aware, like how many of you guys actually subscribe or join the frequent flyer program of the airline that you fly? Like, I want to actually know. Like, leave a comment in there. Do you join? Let me see. I'm gonna create a poll right now. Do you join the frequent flyer program of the airlines? Why? I just want to get a quick, like, you guys let me know. I'm doing there's a poll right now. Like, do you guys actually join the frequent flyer program of the airlines that you fly in or you fly? Like, please answer yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Like, let me know. I really want to know whether this is something you guys do. Let's see. Okay, so far, most people are saying 100% that you do. Okay. Oh, someone said no. Okay, people are saying no too. No, it's moving, it's shifting. Let's see. Everybody, as in quite a number of us here, can you guys just vote so we can discuss this? I think this is actually very, very important. And I feel a lot of Nigerians do not utilize, even Africans generally, I don't think we utilize the benefits of, or we understand the benefits of actually joining these programs in a way to actually benefit us to get cheaper flights or whatnot. Right? Any more voting? Come on, guys. Let's vote for more of us. We're more, as in, just have to click yes, no, yes, no. It's easy, guys. I'm not charging you. It's free. It's free. Okay, so I think I have a bit of I said, yeah, okay, enough. Okay, 82% saying yes, 18%. It's moving, it's moving, it's moving. But I think clearly it's as in I love this because since you guys are following me, it means I'm doing a good job. Because 82% of you guys are saying right now, let's discuss this, right? 82% of you guys are saying right now that you, you actually joined the frequent fire program and 18% says you're not. So it's 81% yes, 18% says no. Going back to cheap flights, there's so many ways to get cheap. Obviously, you can search for cheap flights, right? But joining your airline's frequent flyer program and being loyal to a particular airline or group of airlines that belong to the same alliance, right, is incredibly powerful because you get points every time you fly. You're getting points on your flights, and you can later on redeem those points for free flights. So it's not even cheap at this point; it's free, right? So I think that is really, really important. Um, okay, let me just ask. Okay, Olumu, MSGC, you're doing a fantastic job. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your comment. Thank you. Olumuyiwa said, "What does frequent flyer mean? Because I have it on my account, but I don't know what it's all about." Okay, so frequent flyer is it's the name of is I guess it's the program that you join, right? To to be of as in your it's the airlines program essentially that you're joining. So once you're on that program, every single time you fly with the airline, that you actually obviously you register it on their platform, you're getting points. They give you points like miles for every time you're flying with them. Those points you can later redeem them for many things. One of which is maybe a free flight, rewards. Exactly. Thank you, rewards, right? You can redeem, you can get free flights on it. You can use it to get free extra luggage, depending on what tiers that you get a lot of freebies. Free, you can even get like access, use it to redeem lounge access for someone else that you're traveling with or even yourself. So there's so many rewards that you can benefit from by being on the frequent flyer program. I feel because frequent flyer programs are free, like there is no fee to joining an airline frequent flyer program. So I feel a lot of Africans, and I know this from like people I know, you're not joining your program is like you're throwing money away. Like it makes no sense, right? So I feel everyone fundamentally should be joining a frequent flyer program. And what you should also try and do is try and stick to the same airlines or the same airline. So, for example, KLM, right? If you're on KLM, if you fly Air France, you still get those points because they're part of the same alliances, right? But if you're jumping from different ones to different ones, different ones to different ones, then your points are scattered. You don't get time to actually accumulate enough miles to redeem something. So the more, if you're loyal, and that's the whole point, airlines do it so that you're loyal to them. It's a way to keep you going back to them, right? So essentially. Yes, MSGG also said you can also use it to reduce the price of a ticket if you book with the airlines directly. Exactly, right? So even if your miles is not enough to get a free flight, you can get it to be, you can use it as part payment for your flights. So it's really, really good. I feel like a lot of Africans don't know this. So I think it's really, really important too. Like it's free. It takes a few seconds, right? So it's so, so important. I think I had Miles and Smiles. That's the Turkish Airlines one with Lufthansa. I think I was gold at some point. And I used to be allowed an extra free suitcase. If I'm even flying economy, I get to check in with the business class people. I get lounge access globally if I'm flying within any of those airlines. Like the benefits are unreal. So I can even be flying economy. But if you see me online, you think, this guy is in a lounge. How come? It's because that frequent flyer program that I've committed to, that I have accumulated over time, gives me those perks. Yeah, essentially. Your rewards. Thanks so much. Yes, guys. So let me know if you have any more questions. Like drop them in there. Drop them in there. Again, you guys are doing our super chat. So you can donate to my super chats. A little donation so that we can get to this secret that I want to unlock to you guys. And anyway, honestly, these donations it's just a little token to show me that you appreciate, and it just encourages me to keep doing more, right, for you guys. So please, obviously, if it's If you can, if you can't, it's okay. Blockchain money said Virgin points are much better. Funny enough, I only recently started flying Virgin again, and I absolutely love Virgin. Please, Virgin, don't fall my hand if I'm saying I love you. So make sure you treat my people well. Um, so yeah, so that's something that I think I'm gonna start accumulating over time too. Let's see. Sunday, they say, what are the best days to search for tickets? Honestly, the best days, as in there is so much news around what's the best day of me. I don't know what are the best. I feel like people say Tuesday is the best to search for tickets because during the weekends, the algorithm knows that everyone is at home searching. So during the week, it's like best Tuesday, Wednesday. Me, I just say search, put a flight alert, a price alert. When the price changes, you're aware of it, right? I think that's really, really important. And I think also using a VPN, right now is really, really important because when you're searching for prices at different places, from depending on where you are, prices change. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that, but prices actually do change. So just using a VPN, you can say, "Oh, I'm now in India," and you tend to find out sometimes when you say you put your VPN to India, you think, this is the same flight, and it's like $20 cheaper. That's the tip. I think you should use like using VPN is really, really good for that. Um, okay, guys, please keep dropping your questions in there. Keep dropping your questions in there. Let me see. I want to actually ask a question about Dirty December, right? How do you guys define if you've had a great Dirty December? Like, how do you define if you've had a great, let me say a great time in Nigeria? I'm going to do another poll. I think I'm loving this poll here. Let me see. Oh, you guys can actually type your questions if you want there. Give me a second. Let me start a poll. Let me see, let's see what we're asking here. How do you decide? Okay, I know what does a great time in Nigeria mean to you? Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Quiet time. Time. Like, what does a great time in Nigeria mean to you? So, if you guys that are based abroad or just visiting for a while, let me know. I'm putting this up now, so you. Let me see. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So the poll is coming out now. All right. So we're talking. What does a great time in Nigeria mean to you? So if you live in Nigeria, what do you define as a great time? So if you're coming for Dirty December, what do you view as I've had an amazing time back in Nigeria? Like, is it the parties? Is it quiet time, just having time to just like the hustle of abroad is too much, let me just chill, I don't need this. Is it family time or is it another reason? Like, guys, vote. And I'm looking at how this poll is going right now, and I'm actually surprised because I had a different impression from what you guys are sharing. Okay, whilst you guys are answering the poll, I am going to just read some of your comments on the chat. All right, so Blockchain Money said, with Virgin, I just booked tickets for December for Virgin and pay monthly with other PayPal or Karma, those that usually the highest price. Yeah, you know what? That's actually a very smart thing. I think if you're thinking about traveling to Nigeria in December, paying monthly using those platforms that allow you to do that is incredible because it's a great way not to feel the force of like, coming tonight. Those tickets are expensive. Even if it's cheap, it's still more expensive than the norm, right? So that's a really great tip actually for people. Mr. E said, a few years back, I remember recognizing a famous Nollywood actress flying the economy along with us. And you're laughing. Why are you laughing? I don't understand. Can't famous people fly economy? Like, it's not a big deal now. It's not a big deal. Let me tell you about myself. Even if I have $1 billion, actually, maybe I'll fly private jets. But I'm just saying that even if I have crazy money, no, you might still find the economy. Oh. Like the things I value, I personally, I'm not phased by, oh, I have to find business class. Business class is nice. But as long as I have a window seat in the corner, window. If it's not window, then there's a problem. But for me, I don't see a big deal for the economy. I feel like it's Nigeria that I don't know. In Nigeria, when people see people in the economy, like, this is an economy. Isn't it a seat? You know, an economy has levels. Or some people, their economy, they pay $500 for it. Some people, they pay $2,000 for it, right? Everybody knows their pockets. Me, I'll fight that economy very proudly. You see me, I even say, hello, how you doing? Yes, we are here together. And to be honest with you, personal, the way I see life too, I love like investing, like return on investment. If you're paying for that business class flight with your own money, unless you're filthy, filthy rich. I don't know, depending, maybe flying from the US, you're spending 10 hours, 11 hours on the flight, versus maybe flying from London. When you got to get off that plane, that your $3,000, $4,000 or £5,000, whatever, is gone. Oh, like it's gone. Like, is there any worse investment? I'm not saying me. This one, if I get upgrades, like whenever you see me in business, know that I paid an upgrade for that business, so there's no way I pay full price for it. And if you see me there and it was full price, no, it's not my account that it came from. I can tell you that for free. So please let people fight their economy proudly. Proudly. Thank you very much. Michelle said, I have a bigger network, a few more friends, and fun memories. LOL. Dele Ade said you can add frequent flyer numbers to other airlines in the same alliance. For example, yes. For example, Delta Skyline number while booking KLM or Air France. Yes, because they are partner airlines. They're part of the same alliance. So even if you get points from different ones, you can put them together, which is great. Let me see. Okay, let's talk about this poll because it's on here. So, what does a great time mean to you a great time in Nigeria mean to you? Right? So, 71% of you guys said family time. Makes sense, right? 14 said quiet time. 7 said parties, weddings, and others 7, right? I thought parties and wedding would actually be a greater proportion of this poll results. And I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised. I think that's why a lot of people come back. Let's party. My kidney's weird. My kidney. Yeah. So I'm actually very surprised there. But thank you guys for voting. I appreciate that. It was really good to see, what you guys really value and what you value as a community when you come back home to Nigeria. So let's look at some of the comments you guys have here. So blockchain was saying, if I then need to fly before, then I change the dates and usually get money back. Oh, with regard to booking in advance and paying monthly and whatnot. Perfect. Oluwamuyiwa said, quiet time in the Badonio. We'll get here now. Like, I could imagine, like, working in the West, being in the West, coming back to somewhere like Nigeria, sometimes you actually just want rest rather than you just want peace. So I get that. Balaji said, hi Funke, buenas tardes, ¿cómo estás? How was Spain? Did you enjoy Malaga? I loved it. I loved it too. I loved it. I loved it so much. Malaga was amazing. The weather was incredible. I am what's it called? I literally stayed in my hotel for most of it, to be honest with you. But I went on this all-inclusive hotel with like family, like 10 of us. It was incredible. I'm going to share more about it on my Instagram because probably one of my best holidays so far because it really catered to my kind of person. Like I love sports, working out. So the hotel had tennis, it had paddle, swimming, exercise lessons, everything. And everybody at the hotel, even the guests were very like welcoming and like wanted to like hang out together. I really like that. So that was really good. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. Bolaji said economy get level. I'm telling you, like economy has levels. So don't think anybody that entered that flight, you guys are on the same level. So people paid seriously, especially people that paid late for their tickets. Yeah. Block Chick Money said landing early morning in Lagos with Virgin to beat the traffic is priceless. Let's talk about this. Of all the airlines that fly into Lagos, I think Virgin picked an incredible time. Like, that's one of the reasons I've not flown them in many, many years. Flying them, I was like, this is incredible because, I'm on the island when I come to Nigeria. I don't have to deal with that crazy traffic because I think it lands at like 5 a.m. or 5:30. So before you know it, you're bam, 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 out. But those Air France, British Airways, oh my goodness, that late, I don't know. I'm not a fan. Yeah, Virgin, I think, has an edge on many airlines because of that. I think I really love it too. Sunday Alade said, "Thank you for your honesty." Oh, honesty on what? Okay, what's? I think I'm going to see what you for my honesty. Honesty about what? I can't remember. Tell me, tell me, tell me. I don't know what you're referring to. Oluwa Muyiwa says, "We were coming back from France over a week ago. We got to the check-in point, like 15 minutes to the flight departure. But British Airways said that we wouldn't be able to catch the flight as it was too late. I called BA to move us another flight, but they said our ticket was useless and we had to pay for another return. We were made to pay another 1,404 euros just to return to the UK. Is that right? Please. I'm not quite sure exactly what happened, right? But please, you know what? Email me at sassyfunke@gmail.com so I can understand exactly um yeah, like what ticket you had. Did you have separate tickets? Did you join? Like I really, really love to know. Um yeah, if you booked it all together, which I doubt. I don't know. Like honestly, it was like an Expedia because it's like BA, I think Air France, you said. Was it just BA? Like send me, send me send me a message on email on that. You booked it everything together. Yeah, send me an email so I can read it properly and really think about it. And I promise to get back to you like this week if you send me that email. Um, Bolaji said, "I am happy you enjoyed it. I saw your post from Bella. I have not. I just started. Though. That was just a teaser to my Bella. No, no, no. I had like the food. It's good to travel. That's what I was saying. It's good to travel. Blockchain Money said, "I have been hooked on this channel since COVID. Thank you. You're my loyal people. Like I appreciate it so much. Thank you for staying hooked. I My aim is to still continue to create value that really helps you guys. So yes, thank you for staying and being a part of the family." Sunday Alade said, "Honesty about the first class ticket that you can't buy direct with your own money except your 100%. 100%. As in, let me tell you guys, I'm an Ijebu girl. Like I was raised by an Ijebu father. Um, use my money, my hard-earned cash for a 6-hour flight. What to flex for what on Instagram? God forbid, but like I don't know. Like some people are so for me, some people are like they'll spend their money on business class and they're living in a shack. They spend their money on business class and they don't have a proper bed in their house or a proper TV. What? Like the things that I love, like my home, where I live, where I sleep every day. That's a good return on investment, right? Every night I'm going to be enjoying where like things like that is what I value, not putting money into the pockets of these corporates that have billions. No, I'm smarter than that. So that's why all these travel hacks of ways to upgrade and it's we need to learn it so that we don't pour all our hard-earned money into this corporates for nothing. Because even if you see all these non-Africans, when they travel, they're using points. They're using their credit cards. They're getting points on their credit cards and redeeming those points for flights. Most of them are not paying the way Nigerians pay $5,000 for a flight, $10,000 for a flight. Ask how many people abroad, non-Africans, are spending that in the UK or the US. They're not. They're not spending that. It's only Nigeria that you said they just, here $10,000 for these tickets. What? Even rich people that I know that are not Africans, they're redeeming points. They're like, because again, return on investment. Return on investment. Yes. Yes. Okay. Aisha said, "Hello, Funke. Please do give away. Give. You guys, let me know. Should I do a giveaway? If I want to do a giveaway, let me know if you want to give away. And what kind of gifts would you like for the giveaway? What should I? What should I? Giveaways are something that I've actually thought about doing many, many times. And I always see all these, for example, these in Nigeria, people are like they'll give people like what's it called? They'll give them scratch what's it credits, like phone credits, right? And this people get like 3,000 comments, people fighting for phone credits. I say, but I'm like, I don't think my audience will like phone credit. I feel like this my audience would like, here's a return flight to, Seychelles. You guys are too expensive for giveaway. I feel like I will disappoint you. Imagine if I'm asking you, if I giving you, I don't know, $10 Amazon gift card. Would you appreciate that? I think you even start looking down on me. So I'm trying to get there. When I get to a place where I feel like the giveaway is something that you guys will be like, yes, Funke tried, then I'll do it. Okay, apologies. I think every say I got hooked since COVID as well. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like COVID was actually a pivotal point in my journey creating, especially on YouTube, because hmm, that COVID time was a very interesting time personally in my life, to be honest. And I still look back and I think, how did I show up so consistently? Because even at that point, I couldn't even monetize any of those videos, actually. Any of those videos I put out during COVID, because there was issues with me getting my stuff from Google verification. So I was creating, but I'm actually making no money, like zero money. But I felt, Funke, if this is of value to my audience, that's why I'm doing it. Right. So yeah, yeah. MSGG said that's why Virgin will continue to be the number one London to Lagos route due to their nighttime direct flight, meaning we can all go to work and still travel the same day. Well said, exactly. As in, you don't miss anything because you're literally just sleeping when you normally be sleeping on the flights at home. So it makes complete sense. Aisha OA said, we would love a holiday somewhere, maybe a staycation in Nigeria somewhere. Okay, give away. A holiday somewhere. You know what? You guys know what I actually think would be incredible, but I don't know. Like, I would actually love if we all plan as a community, like a holiday somewhere, like pick a place and we'll just go there and actually get to know you guys and just get to just like, I would actually love that. You know what? Let me ask that, guys. Would you sign up? Let me see for a subscriber. All right. Let me see. Yes. Yeah, I'm actually just to get a sense. I just added a poll there. Would you sign up for a subscriber only holiday? Like obviously you guys, me, somewhere. Like would you guys actually would that be interesting to you? Is that something you would consider? Right. I don't think a lot of people actually do that, like in the African space so much. I feel like in the West they do it a lot. But is there something you guys would be interested in? Like just want to know. And if so, maybe it's something I will develop. If you would like let me know if that's something of interest or not, and if it's not, also please if it's not, please vote and say no too. I want to know. Samuel Ateba said the information you provide to us is the giveaway. As in Aisha, can you see? That's the giveaway. Actually, Aisha is one of my bestest friends in the world, and as I love it when my friends are here in the chat, like supporting. Thank you, girl. Like I appreciate you. You should have friends like Aisha. Ride or die. Love it. MSGG comments. The prices we pay to travel to Nigeria for 6+ hours is more expensive than a 9-hour flight to other countries. Yeah. Yeah. It's it's yeah, I think again, I feel like Africans were disadvantaged being in Africa if we're based in Africa because we don't get to see more of the world because of that, right? We don't get to, so it's actually uh, systems around us puts us at a disadvantage for knowledge, for learning, for exposure, right? So there's so many things that it affects. Yeah, it's yeah. Oluwamuyiwa said Virgin is just too expensive. I like the time they always land in Lagos, but I think I'll just stick to my cheap KLM JJ LOL. I hear you. Like I also recently flying Virgin, um, you know, like a couple of maybe 4 times now. I've flown them this year because of the pricing. I won't lie, the pricing I've gotten recently, well, I booked like maybe 4 or 5 months in advance, wasn't bad at all, but I agree. I used to fly KLM and Air France because it was just more affordable. But I won't lie to you, the moment I tasted Virgin, hi, I said, God, that direct flight, nothing beats a direct flight too. I know we're looking for cheaper, but that direct flight, you just wake up, drop, yeah, where you're going. I'm telling you. But I hear you on that. Bolaji said, I would like to do Africa. Yes. MSGG said, Sassy, why are Niger flights so expensive? I think I did a video about this actually, why Nigerian flights are expensive. I think one of the functions is definitely the demand. There's demand, as in there are enough people that want to fly, and we probably don't have competitive. Well, I think Airpiece is there. Airpiece is a bit cheaper. Um, People are saying the cost of like taxes and whatnot in Nigeria and Africa is a lot more. As in, there's so many reasons that in terms of maybe our ground. Actually, when you look at the breakdown of your ticket sometimes, and you look at what the base fare is and the taxes and everything like that, the biggest component is actually not the fare; it's all the taxes and whatnot that you have to pay. That actually makes a huge part of it. So that would suggest that's one of the reasons why it's so expensive because our taxes are higher or whatnot. But I also think, these airlines know they can make more money off us. So why not, Bolaji said Cape Verde, for example, where we can do in Africa. I would love to visit Cape Verde. One, supporting an African country. Second of all, I've seen videos, pictures, heard so much about how beautiful it is. So, yeah. Let me see. Okay, let me end this poll. About 70% of you guys said that you would sign up for a subscriber holiday, and 30 said no. That's not bad. I'll definitely look more into that. Maybe send out sort of like an email or a message blast to gather your emails for those that are interested so that we can take it from there. Let's see. Mr. E said once you get a direct flight, you will save so that you can do it every time you travel back home. No lies told. Zero lies told about that. I think that direct flight feeling. I've been flying for years, Air France and KLM between Lagos and Nigeria. And I said, I like my Air France. I like my that. When I found that very, I said, Funke, go and make more money to be flying direct flights. Go and hustle more. Yeah, I agree with you completely. Like that, yeah, I completely agree with you. I can't argue with that. Akintune Bello said, how do people manage to sleep deeply while flying? It's just not me. Small turbulence like this, my eye don't clear. Let me tell you something. I sleep like a baby on all those flights, even when there's turbulence. Example, there was a flight I was flying, I think to Congo or somewhere on this airline or somewhere. I can't remember where it was. I was sure, as in lightning, that was going to be the end of my life. I was like, no, as in the way the plane was moving, people were shouting, praying. What I did, I closed my eyes and I slept. I said, okay, this is the end. Let it be. Why am I screaming? Where am I going? What are you going to do? Scream? Who's going to help you? Nobody. Just silently. I just silently prayed. I asked God for forgiveness of my sins. I said, please, anything I've done, please. Yeah. So me, I sleep like a baby, like a baby. Bolaji comment: direct flights are usually more expensive than transit flight. Of course, yeah, they're always in most parts more expensive. Aisha said, Samuel, he agrees 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Bolaji said, I think the demand to fly to Nigeria is higher than Uganda, for example. Yes, definitely. Demand is definitely much higher. Blockchain Money said, you get also You also get Virgin Atlantic gift card when you get up to 10% off. Sometimes you can use them. Exactly. Yeah. And I think another thing to get cheap flights, going back to the cheap flights discussion that we had, is that if you sign up for the newsletters to a lot of these airlines, they actually share when they're having like deals and sales and whatnot. Like I'm actually flying to, I told them I'm flying to Miami like sometime this year. And I got a ticket. I don't know. Do you guys think it's expensive? I got a ticket from Lagos to Miami return for $1,000. I think that was like super, super. I think it's super cheap. Like $1,000 to fly from Nigeria to Miami. Like, so sometimes when you get all these emails of like, sign up those emails of blast to say, oh, obviously it's as economy, right? That they say, oh, they're doing deals and whatnot. Jump on it because the moment you go now, that ticket is so expensive, but $1,000 all the way and back. Yeah, that's very, you said very cheap, completely. I think, yeah. Balaji said it's very cheap. Blockchain money, very cheap. I can believe, yeah, super cheap. Yeah, so if you're aware of these little tips and here tricks, or you can get decent tickets to travel. Um, let me see. MSGG said, make Cape Verde your first subscribers holiday. I think it's actually somewhere I would love to go. So you know what? I'm gonna put some energy into that. I'm definitely gonna send message, Instagram, YouTube, everyone that if you want to be a part of it, like join. I'm gonna create like a community that we can like take it from there. Once I develop it, we can, yeah, you can basically leave your email address to show interest, and I can be sharing you like information on where it's at and whatnot and that. Yeah. Yeah, super deal. Don Yero said, can you help me get a ticket discount? Do you do consulting? Typically just do consulting for close friends and family, even though a lot of people have been asking me for this in the, for this, but I'm always like, if I'm giving you, as how much do I charge for the consulting now? Like, I don't, like, I don't, but I don't at the moment, but it's something I'm considering for the future. And if I do, I'll definitely share with my community on that. Mr. E said a 1K round trip ticket to Nigeria is a steal. Yeah, I thought so too. It was still, but I booked early too, early in the same year, but early. So nothing beats. Oh, you sent me an email with regard to the ticket. Did you send me an email? Donyero said I sent you an email. You never replied back with regard to the ticket. Let me know if that's what you sent an email about because I did not see it. If it's about a ticket. Blockchain Money said, if you're visiting without family, then consider traveling to Nigeria during school term time. Exactly. Avoiding peak travel time is the cheapest way to come to Nigeria. The cheapest way, because again, demand, supply, that's just how economics works, right? Danielle said, no, it wasn't about tickets. Well, send me one about tickets. Then I'll be able to address that. Yeah, send me one about tickets and I'm going to address that. Like, guys, let me see. Oh, gosh, how long? Oh my goodness. Let's see. People have time flies when you're having fun. Like, I can't believe it's already like 53 minutes. We really have approximately 7 minutes to the end of this live session. Let me see. Bolaji's. I didn't. You have to book early for that. Bolaji said you have to book early for that. I booked a round trip ticket on Premier Economy for next month for 1,000. See, I love that. Like that's the hack there. I always tell people, actually, people don't know this. Whenever you're booking an economy ticket, you might be thinking, oh, Premier Economy is so much more expensive. Sometimes it's not. Always search for both economy and premium. Look at what, because the difference could be nothing. I've even seen in some circumstances whereby the premium economy ticket is cheaper than economy ticket, right? So, and the reason being is the cheaper fares in economy have probably been booked out already. So it's more expensive fares that are available versus maybe nobody has booked premium yet. So that's how. So always check premium too because it actually might be cheaper. Daly said the best way to fly cheap is via points and miles, of course. Especially business class flights, completely. You all need to learn the game. That is something I actually want to start educating people on, like points and whatnot. I know there's so many creators that are actually dedicated to it's only points to talk about, you know. But I think our people, even frequent flyer, we're still slowly getting their credit cards, redeeming points. But it's something I really want to start um, educating our community about, because why are we wasting out? As in, non-Africans are being smart about how they travel, and we will just drop money. Like, I know some top people that run some of the biggest airlines, like that internationally in Nigeria, based in Nigeria, and they say the way Nigerians spend, like, so they will spend $10,000 on a ticket. They might not even call. They won't come on the day to fly, and and they'll actually lose that ticket or a huge part of that ticket. They don't even care. Like, we spend money anyhow. People abroad are not doing that. They're too smart for that. We need to start spending money smart, even if you have a lot of it. Like, spend it smart. Akin Tunde Bello said, it takes me so much effort and time to book my flights and accommodation. At times, several hours in a week before making the final bookings. Is it only me? Ah, I don't, as in, for accommodation, I actually find accommodation is the easiest thing to book, right? Either you are, for example, you're an Airbnb person, you're a hotel person. It's one of the two, right? Either you want to be close to a particular place, like, it depends on whatever your interests are, like what you value the most, list them. If you like hotels, Airbnb is not in it. If you want to be close to where you're going to be at, and what's it called, TripAdvisor. TripAdvisor is my number one go-to to book accommodation, especially for hotels. If I see negative reviews or no reviews, I'm not booking, right? When I say negative reviews, if I see, like, two negative reviews, but, like, 200 positive reviews, I'm booking that, right? So, no, for me, it doesn't take too much time, to be honest, when I know what I want, right? So I think it's good to be very clear on what you want completely. Blockchain Money said, also found that where you buy your ticket from is also important for the same routes. If you buy from Lagos or London for the same flight, you get different prices. So look into it. Completely, I agree with that. Like, where you're actually booking from makes a huge, huge difference. So yeah. So I think that's a really good tip. Thank you for sharing that. Lamar said, apart from Airbnb, is there any app to book an apartment for short let in Nigeria? Oh, funny thing is interesting. Brown was actually trying to collaborate with me with um uh about sort of this app they have, but since they've not, we're not working yet, I'm not gonna, and I don't really know much about them to deep level yet. I'm not gonna share the info. Um, I think there's some websites here and there if you just search on Google. But the reason why people like Airbnb, obviously, is the safety that's attached to it, right? Um, which most people like. Yeah, I think that's, and even a lot of short lets Nigeria place their apartments on Airbnb too. Yeah. Akintonet said, yes, I prefer apartments and nearest the city center. Same here. I love apartments, but I also do love hotels. Just depends on where. Bolaji said, check the ratings. That is the one thing, best tips before booking for accommodation. Yes. Like, it shocks me when I hear people say, oh my God, my accommodation was so bad. I'm like, how? Even on Airbnb, if I see something on Airbnb, but it has no reviews yet, it's a new listing, I'm not booking it. I'm not a guinea pig. You're going to use me to test out. No, right? Check the reviews. Like, the ratings, it tells you a lot about um the experience, or what you're going to experience on at the accommodation. Yes, guys, we're coming to a close. Gosh, I think I covered everything I wanted to cover before with regard to travel hacks and everything. I just want to say thank you a lot for the questions. Oh yeah, Blaji said, actually, Funke, most people just look at the pictures and book. Fatal error. Fatal error. And I get it, because we're visual. You're like, oh my God, this is so fancy. This is so nice. I'm not just book it. Like TripAdvisor, as in, I have never booked anything that has a TripAdvisor, like the hotel, that I've not looked on TripAdvisor. Like, you don't want to be a guinea pig. Yeah, so you're right. A lot of people do that. Lamar said, please keep doing these lives more often. I will. I want to try and do them every week or every 2 weeks. Sometimes I can't do this particular time. But it's gonna be Sundays. Like, Sundays, sit down with Sassy Funke. Like, I enjoy doing these lives. Like, I enjoy connecting with you guys. as much as you want me to keep doing it, please keep showing up. Keep showing up to the lives. Like it really encourages me. Budgie said, muchas gracias, Funke. Hasta otro día. Ciao. Bolaji, the way do you speak Spanish really well? Because I love that our Nigerian people are in different places and we're actually like immersed in the language. Like that's no, I speak a bit of French, so that's good. So it's nice actually to hear, the oh, amazing, amazing. I love that. I love that. I think it's so important, for us to penetrate the world. Then we need to languages, learn more. I love it. Like, thank you guys. Yeah, so I'm coming to a close now. I just want to say thank you again for being a part of this live. I enjoy them. I look forward to seeing you on the next live session. Buddy said he speaks 5 languages. Levels. There are levels. I see my community. I love it. I can brag now. People in my community are global citizens. Thank you so much, guys, for being a part of the live. I look forward to seeing you guys again. If I told you to, email me specifically about, flights or whatnot or issues that you've had, just right there, like subscriber in the subject. So I know that it's coming from you directly, it's like from this particular live session. But thank you once again. I appreciate you guys. Have an incredible week. Stay safe, stay happy, stage, don't waste all your money on business class tickets unless somebody else paid for it. Thank you so much for tuning in on this live, and I will see you very soon, very, very soon. If you have any more ideas for what you would love for me to talk about on the live or suggestions, please, please, please send me an email and let me know. Let me know. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. Bye. Have a great week.